Kunda Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki, Gaura Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Narancheva Narottamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Udirayet. I read the translation of this because we hear it every day, but sometimes we maybe forget the meaning. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance into the personality of God and Narayan, and to Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, and to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nastra praesu bhadresu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. By regular attendance in the classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering our service into the pure devotee, all that is troublesome into the heart is almost completely destroyed. Loving service into the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurum Litam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances into my spiritual masters who are, with the torchlight of knowledge, has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance. Namam Vishnupadaya kṛṣṇā-aṅghri-sudhayā bhutale Srimad Bhakti-vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravane Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasattade Sattarine Vancha Kalpakarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhe Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhatta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So before making an attempt to speak on this wonderful book, Srimad Bhagavatam, I want to say that I'm not qualified, but by the blessing of all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavi, I may be able to speak some pleasing word to the heart, which may inspire you to further your Krishna consciousness. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Remembrance of Lord Krishna. It's a story of Uddhava and Vidura. Text 4. Na muhūrtam abhūt tūṣṇīṁ kṛṣṇāṅghri-sudhayā bhṛśam tīvreṇa bhakti-yogena nimagnaḥ sādhu nirvṛtaḥ muhūrtam abhūt tūṣṇīṁ kṛṣṇāṅghri-sudhayā bhṛśam tīvreṇa bhakti-yogena nimagnaḥ nirvṛtaḥ muhūrtam abhūt tūṣṇīṁ kṛṣṇāṅghri-sudhayā bhṛśam tīvreṇa bhakti-yogena nimagnaḥ nirvṛtaḥ tīvreṇa bhakti-yogena Mataji's. Tīvreṇa bhakti-yogena Anybody else? Word by word translation. Saha Uddhava muhūrtam. For a moment. Abhūt became. Tūṣṇīṁ. Dead silent. kṛṣṇāṅghri. The lotus feet of the Lord. Sudhayā. By the nectar. bhṛśam. Well matured. tīvreṇa. By very strong. bhakti-yogena. Devotional service. nimagnaḥ. Absorbed in. Sādhu. Good. nirvṛtaḥ. Fully in love. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. For a moment he remained dead silent, and his body did not move. He became absorbed in a nectar of remembrance, or remembering the Lord's lotus feet in devotional ecstasy. And he appeared to be going increasingly deeper into that ecstasy. Please repeat after me. For a moment, he remained dead silent, and his body did not move. He became absorbed in the nectar of remembering the lotus feet in devotional ecstasy. And he appeared to be going increasingly deeper into ecstasy. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. On the inquiry by Vidura about Krishna, Uddhava appeared to be awakened from slumber. He appeared to regret that he had forgotten the lotus feet of the Lord. Thus he again remembered the lotus feet of the Lord. He remembered all his transcendental loving service unto him. And by so doing, he felt the same ecstasy that he used to feel in the presence of the Lord. Because the Lord is absolute, there is no difference between his remembrance and his personal presence. Thus, Uddhava remained completely silent for a moment, But then he appeared to be going deeper and deeper into ecstasy. Feelings of ecstasy are displayed by the highly advanced devotee of the Lord. There are 8 kinds of transcendental changes in the body: tears, shivering of the body, perspiration, restlessness, throbbing, choking of the throat, etc. And all were manifested by Uddhava in the presence of Vidura. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this is a beautiful slogan which can make us focus about the remembrance of the Lord. So there is many scripture quoting about this wonderful pastime. And I was reading the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Who knows how much is a muhūrtam? Anybody? Yes, Mataji? 48. 48. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said 48 minutes. Just imagine you are inquiring from some devotee and he goes into ecstasy for 48 minutes. You think, what's going on? He did not understand what is happening. So for 48 minutes, Uddhava was in transcendental bliss, just remembering the lotus feet of the Lord. So, and also says that Vidura, when he was born, he was very fair in his complexion. But because he was meditating constantly on the Lord, his body color changed. And he also resembled very much Krishna. So, Uddhava is very special devotee. In the previous pastimes and narration of these pastimes, you see how that sometimes the mother in the morning called Uddhava, please come and take breakfast. Breakfast is ready. But he was worshipping a small deity of Lord Krishna. He was only 5 years old. How old are you? And your brother? 6. So when he was small like you, he was worshipping small Krishna. And he would not listen to his mother. Wait, I have to finish my worship of the Lord. So intense was that devotion towards Lord Krishna, that in this particular pastimes, he is meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord. Now that Krishna is gone, and he's feeling great separation. So, all these, of course, Prabhupada described about the different symptoms of transcendental ecstasy. And this can be achieved by many devotees, although there are tendencies to cover up this ecstatic symptom. Many times we hear in Srila Prabhupada lecture, he would stop and go deep into his meditation, and the devotee would be still waiting. I'm sure that some Prabhu who is present here can confirm this. And so the devotees sometimes feel like this symptom was disturbing my service. You know, there was a devotee who was fanning the Lord, and he started crying, and he couldn't see whether he's fanning properly, so he's cursing this symptom of ecstasy coming. So it's not that we are trying to come to the platform of ecstasy, but we are trying to come to the platform of love towards the Supreme Lord. And this can be attained, of course, by constant practice. You know, practice makes man perfect. So if we continuously practice remembering the Lord, we practice offering service to the Vaishnava, offering service to Krishna, and hearing his pastimes. And so this will bring about change in our consciousness, where we can become purified from all the previous bag we have of karma or misunderstanding or misconceptions. I would like to bring to your attention, there is some people, they say everybody dies, but some people come back to tell us what is in the other side. These are called near-death experience. I was just watching a couple of video people who went through this. They die, but they see themselves separate from the body. And they say, what? I'm feeling nice. What happened? My body is there. I am not this body. I am something else. And they have this experience of going into the light. And many of them, their life changed after that experience because they can realize, I am not the body. They can realize that the Lord is so great, full of love. I am completely in ecstasy, even though it was maybe just Brahmajyoti, because saw the lights, he saw millions, they see millions of light, but they are immersed in this effulgence of the Lord, and they can feel, they can understand everything, they can feel their eternal being, and this material world, in material life, is just a school where you learn, and if you do not complete, you have to come back. So even though these people, they are not devotees, even though these people, they are so-called karmi, or many of them were not interested in spiritual life, many of them, they were not religious, but they have this experience which completely changed their lives. And so, what to speak about the devotees? The Lord is so merciful towards all the living entity, because we're all coming from Him. One person say, I saw the whole universes, and I saw that we are all emanation of the Lord. I can see all the living entity. Within the living entity, each person, each tree, each blade of grass, there is the small particle of gold which is coming from the Supreme. You understood? We are coming from Him. So these people that were not devotees, I said, what to speak of the devotees who spend their life meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord, meditating on their service, meditating on how to please Krishna. Definitely, the Lord will be so merciful that will take them to the spiritual world. And Srila Prabhupada many times mentioned that if we have not completed our lesson, then maybe the Lord will make us appear in any planet or any universe where He's performing His pastime. And by our presence of being with the Lord, all the impurity will be completely gone. And then when the Lord returns to the spiritual world, we'll be going with Him. So, our goal here, we have a mission. Srila Prabhupada has left us a mission, which is preaching Krishna consciousness. People are suffering. It doesn't matter they're rich, they're poor, they're tall, they're black, they're white, they're yellow, wherever they are, whatever sex, gender. They're all suffering in this material world. Why? We are all looking for that happiness, which can only be getting from the contact and relationship with Krishna. The Lord loves us so much, but we are so attached to these material things. And we're stuck here of life after life after life after life, because the Lord will not interfere with our desire. Many of these people that went there, and the Lord asked them, okay, you want to be here with me? You can stay. Yeah, I love to be here. But my wife is calling me. My children are calling me. My father is crying. I should go back there and be with them. Okay, so be it. They find themselves shocked inside the hospital, inside the body. And the doctor said, what's going on? You were dead for 45 minutes. How is it possible that you're awakened from slumber? And they say, well, I have started to tell you, but if I tell you, you put me in a mental hospital. So I won't tell you. And some of these people wrote books also after some time. And I saw a panel of these scientists and doctors, cardiologists, and they were discussing about this. But they cannot understand consciousness. They cannot accept the soul. They think the mind and brain is the same thing. So when your brain is dead, you should not be able to see yourself outside of your body. You should not have those experiences. How is it possible? They cannot, because they have no faith in Krishna. They have no faith in God. They have no transcendental knowledge which explains about the difference in the body and the soul. But all these people who went through this experience, they realize, I am not this body. I am not afraid of death. Life doesn't finish when you die. It continues. We are part of the eternal being. So, we are preparing ourselves by performing bhakti-yoga, by performing devotional service, to our consciousness, because we cannot enter into the spiritual world unless we have a purified consciousness. So, Chetodarpanamarjanam, Lord Chaitanya say, by chanting the holy name, this is a process by which we can purify ourselves and we can go back home, back to God. But we have to develop a desire. Unless we develop a desire to want to be with the Lord, to want to be in His pastime, to want to be with the devotees, then this whole thing is defeated. If we still have material attachment, if we still think there is something we did not enjoy in this material world, I didn't buy the Ferrari, I didn't get the helicopter, I didn't get my bank balance, I don't know, whatever you can think of. I didn't eat the rasgulla, Prabhupada say. Even if you desire to eat a rasgulla, you have to come back here and eat it. So we have to be very sure. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur say, by sincerity and honesty, we can make quick progress in devotional life. Sincerity means we understand we are not this body. We're spirit, soul, eternal part and parcel of Krishna. And honest means we understand we have so many problems because we have been millions of life in this material world. So how can I get over all this material desire? Only by association with devotees. His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj explained that the jiva is like crystal, clear, transparent, pure. But when that stone is put on top of the black, it will reflect the black. When it's put on the red, it will reflect the red. When it's put on the white, it will reflect the white. So similarly, association is so powerful that we can change our desire. So we have to get rid of all the false identity which we have been going through many millions of lifetimes. When I see my face in the morning, I'm brushing my teeth in the mirror, I think, I am Gangadas. No, I am not Gangadas. I'm playing the part of Gangadas. But I'm a spirit soul. It's like we are doing now a drama on Haridas Thakur. And of course, with this face, they told me to do Ramachandra Khan. That's why I'm having the beard. And so just imagine, they dress you up with a turban, you dress like a Muslim, and you're doing a Ramachandra Khan, you go home, and then you maintain the part. I am Ramachandra Khan. And I say, hey, this guy's gone cuckoo. What happened to him? No, okay, remove your dress. You're not Ramachandra Khan. So like that, we have to leave all these images created in our mind, identifying ourselves with this body. I am this, I am that. Yes, we have this body. Yes, we have a service. Yes, we have to perform. But we are eternal, pure spirit, soul, full of love, unlimited, full of consciousness, full of happiness. Anandamaya Vyasat. So, in order to come to the realization, we need practice, practice, practice. That's the only things which can make us perfect. In the material world, they say that if you practice anything 500 hours, you become master of the things. Let's say somebody wants to play a guitar, or somebody wants to learn to cook. If you practice for 500 hours, okay, let's say you practice 1 hour every day. In 1 year, it's 365 hours. Or let's say you cannot practice every day. 200 days in a year you practice. In 2.5 years, you become master of that. I was telling my wife that I have been in kṛṣṇa-aṅghri for so many years, and they say in 12 years you learn Sanskrit. I didn't learn Sanskrit. I never thought of learning Sanskrit. Okay, we're distributing books, we're building temple, we're busy, but I could have spent half an hour every day to learn Sanskrit. And by now I would be reading Sanskrit, but I don't. So, of course, no regret, no problem. Prabhupada is giving us the purport, so we can understand. But I'm just saying that if we really focus, and devotional service is the same thing, We should not mechanically perform devotional service. We can slip into a mechanical routine. Okay, I go to Mangalarti, I chant my round, I do this, all day goes on, I go to sleep. Fine. Okay, even mechanically it's giving us some benefit, but just imagine if we do it consciously. Why am I doing this? Ask ourselves. I'm doing this because I want to become famous, because I want to be recognized, because I want some money, because I want something material. Or I'm doing this purely for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. So that's the question we have to ask ourselves constantly. Because every single moment of our life, we have choice. No one can tell you, oh, it's the fault of my father and mother. I didn't want to be here. I met one friend of my friend in Italy, and I was speaking to him. He said, I didn't want to be here. It's my father and mother's fault. Why they put me on this planet? Why they put me in this earth? I didn't want to be here. I said, hey, take responsibility for your life, my friend. If you are here, it's because you want to be here. No one has forced you. They say, no, but this, that, big philosophy, impersonalism, this, that. I say, okay, no problem. So we have to take responsibility. We are here because for whatever reason, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, somehow or another, we have fallen into this ocean of birth and death. But now, we can go back to the spiritual world simply by chanting Hare Krishna. So this is not just another religion. It's not just another faith. It's not just another mind. It's not something we promise you, give you post-dated check. It's something you can experience now, today. You chant Hare Krishna sincerely, you perform devotional service sincerely, and honestly, you want to serve the Vaishnava, and you be careful every moment of your life of what we're doing. We're doing for pleasing Krishna, or we're doing for pleasing myself. And that is the key to unlock the door of bhakti. So we just have to be careful with our own self. Somebody said, don't listen to your mind, because start to sometime you start to believe it. Your mind, there is always this conflict inside the mind. Shall I do this? Shall I not do this? Shall I go up? Shall I go down? What about this? What about that? Sometime I was driving the bus from Bangladesh to India. I was alone. And while driving, I was speaking to myself. And I was thinking, what? There's another person next to me. No, it's my mind. I am crazy. Yeah, I'm not crazy. I'm speaking to you. Oh, who is this? My mind. What? Your mind speaks to you all the time and tell you, oh, look at this. This is wrong. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Oh, look. Oh, no, this, that. So there is this court case going on in our brain, in our mind, constantly. What Krishna says, if you control your mind is your best friend. But if you fail to do so, your mind will become your worst enemy. We have so many people in mental hospital. They have no physical damage. They have problem with their own mind. They think to be something that they are not. They have a conflict within themselves, and they are mentally deranged. So, of course, in the material world, to some degree, we're all deranged. Because, hey, why we came here in the first place? This place is a prison house. This place is a mental hospital. No, but I want to be happy. No, you cannot. Welcome to the material world. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how much money we have. It doesn't matter how many followers we have. How many, Instagram followers or Facebook followers. Yeah, now the young people think, I have 500 million followers. Nobody knows you. Are you real? Are you not real? It's all in the mind. This goes on. So we have to give up all this type of illusion and identification to recognize that we are part of Krishna's family and we're meant to serve Him and we're meant to love Him. And the Lord loves us so much, we cannot understand, but we're still lost in this material world. So we are very fortunate. We are in Mayapur, the center of the universe, the spiritual world where Lord Chaitanya appeared. We're very fortunate. We are chanting Hare Krishna. We are very fortunate. We are taking prasada. We are very fortunate. We have beautiful deities. We are very fortunate. We have so many wonderful Vaishnava who can advise us, around us. We are very fortunate. We're building a big temple. So every morning we should wake up and say, Haribol, I'm so fortunate. I am in Mayapur. I could be in jail. I could be in the hospital. I could be dead. Whatever. I don't know. The mother one that always said, be careful, you wake up dead one day. I said, what? Oh, you wake up dead. But anyway, so we are here. And if we can link our desire, our heart, with the desire of the Acharya, we are Rupanuga. We are following Rupa Goswami to understand. Shri Chaitanya Manovistam is the desire of the Lord that we preach all over the world, this message of Hare Krishna. So we are not fanatic. We have explanation for everything. And we are like doctor. A doctor will not give you more medicine than what you require, will not give you less medicine that cannot cure you. So we have to calibrate accordingly to whoever you speak, how much this person can take the medicine of Krishna consciousness. If you get too much, he will die. You'll think, oh, this guy's a fanatic. If you get too less, they say, oh, this guy's a stupid, they have no brain. So it's up to us to become expert preacher or expert inspirational for whoever we meet every day. And that way, we can become very happy. Because Krishna becomes very happy when we are trying to inspire other people in Krishna consciousness. So wherever we go, whoever we meet, we try to influence them in Krishna consciousness. And due to COVID, due to disease, due to war, many people start to think, what is going on in this world? Maybe it's not the world I was thinking it was. Paradise, heavenly planet. No, people are dying every single day. People have accident every single day. So this material world is not place for gentlemen or gentle lady, Prabhu says. So let's perform pure devotional service for the pleasure of Krishna. Let's go back home, back to God. And I thank you very much for listening to this class. I'll leave some minutes for question and answer or any correction or any advice which can also help everybody. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any question? Any comment? Everybody's convinced, man. Come on. Yeah. I start to believe that I'm very good in giving class, yeah? I'm not.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you for a very decisive presentation of the philosophy, Ganga Prabhu.
There is no other way to go, man. It's like, the Roman that went to fight somewhere in Greece, and Julius Caesar burned the ship. I said, look, the ship are burning. I said, yes, I burned it. We are not going back. Either you win or you die. So that's my determination.
Who was that?
Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar, the Roman emperor.
Okay.
So whenever they went and fight, they make sure you don't go back, you don't run away from battlefield. Either you die in a battlefield or you become victorious. That's my mood. That should be our mood, actually. Okay, I'm joking. Please.
Well, that probably answers the question, but the question was relating to Uddhava is feeling some ecstasy there. And I know myself, and I think a lot of people share the conception that after you've been practicing Krishna consciousness for a while, you should start to feel some of these, symptoms. And especially if you've been practicing for a long while, then you might get a little anxious that you haven't actually, got off the platform of mundane consciousness, and then you might experience some anxiety. When's the ecstasy going to come? Like I say, you probably answered it, but you can have another go.
No, but I think that, we are not focusing, I was telling in the class, we're not focusing on when we're going to get the essence. We're focusing on when will I develop love for Krishna. When I will see all the living entity as part and parcel of the Lord. When will I have the merciful attitude towards all living entity? When will I feel the separation from the Lord? No. The ecstasy is just Okay, the symptoms are there. But, you can judge yourself. You wake up in the morning and say, oh, I had to take my japamala, I had to chant again 16 rounds. I really don't want to do this. That means what? Or you wake up in the morning and say, what am I doing sleeping? Wake up, chant Hare Krishna. Take a bath and you're going to chant because you love to chant. Because when you chant, you are with Krishna. Because Krishna is not different from his name. Scripture said that. Remembrance, smaranam, is not different from remembering the Lord, the presence of the Lord. So when will I feel the presence of the Lord while I'm chanting Hare Krishna? And my idea is that I should give that time just for chanting, because that time is my link to the spiritual world. So I don't want to chant Hare Krishna and buy sabji, chant Hare Krishna and read something, chant Hare Krishna and watch my mobile phone, chant Hare Krishna and do anything else by hearing the holy name. So that time is a golden time. That's why they say Brahma muhūrtam, that is 48 minutes before the sunrise. So that time you chant. And you can chant very nicely. And you can feel the presence of the Lord in your heart. And your day will be very smooth. But let's say, for whatever reason, you don't wake up in the morning, you don't chant quality round, and then you end up 10 o'clock in the night, I'm chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. For chanting one round, it takes me half an hour because I'm finished. My battery is down. The quality of the round is very important. If we make any advancement, it's only due to the chanting and hearing the holy name. But anybody else can correct me if I'm wrong. So I think we had to dedicate this time of chanting for the pleasure of Krishna, for reconnecting this relationship with the Lord, for being reaccepted into the family of the Lord. We are like child crying for the mother. So Krishna, please help me. I'm stupid. I am ignorant. I am foolish. I am full of material disease. Unless you help me, I cannot become qualified to see you or to feel your presence. So that's the mood by how we chant. And the ecstasy, forget about it. No need. I mean, they will come, they will not come. I don't think it's so important. In fact, there is a story of a brahmana, you remember? There was a snake charmer. He was playing the flute, the melody of Krishna consciousness. For Krishna, he used to play some raga. And then one brahmana went in ecstasy, rolled on the floor, and he was thinking about the Lord. And everybody around said, wow. But there was one brahmana there. And then that snake charmer stopped playing the flute. He helped the devotee clean his clothes. He paid obeisance to him. He said, Hare Krishna. He was very happy. There was a brahmana who was watching this. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita or Chaitanya Bhagavat. So he thought, I can become famous. I can do the same thing. This guy is a trickster. So when after some time, the snake charmer started to play again the flute, he also rolled on the floor and started to cry and in his ecstasy. And the flute snake charmer took a stick and beat him heavily. Boom, boom, boom. And make him black and blue. And the guy said, what? Why are you beating me? Why are you beating me? He said, you're fake. And he ran away. So, especially in Bengal, there are so many Apasampradaya, Bahul, and so many other. I don't want to say their name. We don't want to offend anybody. They look like devotee. They have neck beads. They have tilak. But they don't follow any principle. They smoke, they have sex, they drink wine. But they look like devotee. And they roll on the ground and they cry while they're chanting Hare Krishna. They do this 24-hour kirtan in Bangladesh here. And they have this symptom. But they're not symptoms. They're just performance. So we have to be careful, about this. Does this answer your question to some degree?
Nice answer, Ganga. I think the answer was confirming Maharaj was saying that Prabhupada has promised we'll go back to the spiritual world if we practice Krishna consciousness, and you can't go to the spiritual world without Krishna prema, so don't worry, you'll get it.
Jai. Any other comment or question? Or anything you want to say, or you want to add some more, anything? Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna? Hare Krishna.
Yes.
In the class, you kindly mentioned that in order to return to the spiritual world, we need to desire to go there. So
yes.
There's it seems there's a gradation of desire. Like I might casually want to go for bath in Ganga, or I might casually want to do this or that for Krishna, but also in Srila Prabhupada's introduction to Bhagavad Gita, he mentions that we should hanker to enter the spiritual kingdom. So
we should what?
Hanker. So
anchor to enter, yeah.
So can you kindly elaborate on how we can strengthen or sharpen the desire to?
Yeah, so thank you for the nice question. Yeah, desire is our compass. The desire will keep us in the material world, desire will send us to the spiritual world. So as I was explaining in the lecture is that we can develop that desire by associating with devotees who are high caliber, who have developed a taste, ruchi, for chanting the holy name and listening Bhagavatam and performing devotional service by association. My grandfather used to say, don't go with the thief, don't go with the drunkard, you become a thief, you become a drunkard. I said, what? I was a kid, I was 12 years old, I didn't know what it means. But I remember this now. It's true, so we have to choose our association with those devotees. We respect all the devotees, but we choose to associate with those devotees who can inspire us to develop the desire to go back home, back to God. Because as I say, the Lord will not force us to go back to Godhead. But if we so desire, He will take us. So it's quite simple, but we have to practice chanting the holy name sincerely and be conscious if we have any other desire which cannot be dovetailed toward the service of the Lord, that means we should give up those desires. And as you become old, as you grow up chanting Hare Krishna, then naturally all this material desire will disappear or should disappear, unless we start to associate again with materialistic people or we start to eat their contaminated food. In the Mahabharata, in the end when Bhṛśam was in a lay on the bed of arrows, everybody was kind of crying, but Draupadi was happy. So everybody asked, why you are happy? He said, because of him. He didn't say anything when they were stripping me naked. And so they asked Krishna, why he didn't say anything? And Krishna replied, because he was having contaminated consciousness. He was eating the food of Duryodhana. Therefore, he lost the perception, even though he's a Mahajan. He lost the perception of what is right and wrong. He couldn't tell in front of everybody, stop, this is wrong. Making a woman naked with Mary in front of everybody. That's wrong. That's sinful. But he couldn't tell that. So we have to be careful what we eat. The people who cook, the people who serve, and we take prasadam. Of course, in the scriptures say you are in a neck beat, even sometimes you have to eat outside because you're traveling. You pray to the Lord, please protect me. Tulsi Devi, please protect me. I have to maintain my body. Of course, we can maintain our body with fruits and milk or yogurt. But sometimes we have to eat in the house of a life member. There was a pastime, Srila Prabhupada was eating samosa, and the devotees say, oh, Prabhupada, there is onion inside. Prabhupada said, okay, he ate it. He said, no, there is no onion, you eat. He didn't want to disappoint the host, which would be a great offense in India to say, oh, you cook with the onion, what's wrong with you, right? I'm not saying go and eat onion, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying use your discrimination, but try to eat always Krishna Prasadam. and cook with devotion and offer to the Lord, because that prasada nourishes our soul. If we start to eat food which is contaminated or which is cooked by people with meat, eventually we start to develop the same consciousness of the people who cook. It's very subtle. We cannot see, we cannot understand, but it will come into us. And I start to feel again attraction for the material world. Oh, I want to make $1 million. I want to have a beautiful wife. I want a Ferrari. I want a helicopter, airplane, whatever. I don't know. Does this answer your question? Any other question from the lady side? Comment? Correction? Okay, we finished 4 minutes to 9, which never happened before. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. I just want to remind everybody that we have Radio Mayapur, which you can log in from your Google. You can listen every day, 24-hour bhajan, kirtan, and they will